Welcome back to the Cheap Pop Wrestling Podcast. We are your hosts, Kenneth and John. We are Founding Fathers for this evening. And as always, we are just two middle-aged men complaining about wrestling. We're going to have a few more complaints tonight. But then we may contradict ourselves a little bit.
More than likely.
It's our show.
Usually do.
We can do whatever we want. So, with that being said, we're going to throw it over to Hook to get us started with our Smackdown recap.
Yeah, first match we had, I don't know if we want to call it a 30-minute classic, but it definitely went 30 minutes. We had Pretty Deadly and Austin Theory defeating Sheamus and the Brawling Brutes. There's a few good spots in here. It was good. I don't know. I'm trying to find... There's a lot of positives that happened in this match, but it didn't really need to happen.
I think it's just more about getting Pretty Deadly in the ring. I think that's all that was really set up for. They put him against Sheamus and, Austin Theory, who are both, really good in the ring. So I think that was more of a just let that Pretty Deadly get in there and calm the nerves a little bit.
Yeah, for some reason, I always had them, or not always, but as soon as they went to the main roster, I had them thinking it'd be really cool to have them in a stable with Seth Rollins, call it like Pretty Freaking Deadly.
Ooh, look at this guy.
Yeah, where he always comes out in like flashy stuff, and they always wear flashy stuff, so.
Such good shit, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not saying I'm down on it, I'm just, man, that would have been a cool idea, but. Anyways, there was a cool spot in this one where they had the triple white noise finisher all hit at the same time. That was kind of cool.
It was. I definitely agree.
That should have ended the match, but they kept going and went another 15 minutes.
Crazy.
Yeah. Moving on along, we had the OC beating Shit Row. Michael Cole made this match fun.
He makes every match when he's calling it against Hit Row and Top Dollar, like every time. Never misses.
Just absolutely donking on them every chance he can.
Yes, and I'm here for every one of them.
Yeah, they're getting the Baron Corbin treatment right now. Maybe they'll end up on NXT. I'm not calling that sure. Though. I'm not calling that one. I think SmackDown needs their jobber tag team.
Yeah, I agree, but pays off to be right every now and then,
But
so
next we had the Grayson Waller effect. He first brought out Asuka, and then Io Sky came out, Bayley, then Shotzi, then Lacey Evans, then Selena Vega. Everybody but Asuka saying how they have a shot to win Money in the Bank. And then go ahead.
No, as Asuka's leaving, Bianca Belair comes out and attacks Asuka. Could have seen that coming.
They set that up pretty well, though. They did set that up pretty well. She grabbed the mic and was like, "No one's ready for Asuka," and then had one of those
Bianca.
Yeah. Then they had that horror movie moment where somebody's like, "I'll be right back," and the monster's right there.
Yeah. As soon as they turn around, right there.
Yeah.
Yep, I wasn't mad at it. I'm still trying to figure out, what Grayson Waller's role is in SmackDown, because he's not really done anything else besides this so far. But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I did love the part where all of the women were in the ring, and you hear him over the whole thing saying, "I love this. Bring more women out here. This is the greatest day of my life."
I think just about anybody would say that, though, in that situation. So
that was absolutely hilarious. I haven't seen him in the ring yet. I'll probably have to go back and watch on some NXT stuff. But I mean, if he's on the main roster and Triple H and Shawn Michaels think he should be there, then
the last time I saw him wrestle was not too long before he got called up, and he hurt his ankle because he does that rolling thunder stunner move where he jumps to the ropes, kind of like Austin Theory does, and then ends up in a stunner. It's pretty cool when it's pulled off, but he went to jump in the ring the last time I saw him in a match, and he threw his ankle when he did it. So He's kind of like Indy Hartwell right now. Maybe he's not wrestling due to injury. He's just kind of doing shows and stuff just to keep himself, on camera.
Yeah. Yeah, I was ready for her to have her debut. I forgot she was injured, but
Yeah, Indy Hartwell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But moving on to the match that would make this show. LA Knight defeats Montez Ford. Two guys that all three of us look really highly upon, and hopefully they all get a title run, or both get a title run at some point. But
they need to, man. Jesus.
I don't mind Montez getting his lumps right now as he's trying to do the single stuff like he did at Elimination Chamber and now this. That's fine. I do see some heel stuff going on with him, though. Like him slowly showing signs of wanting to be a heel.
You think so?
Yeah. Like you don't see faces mocking their opponent very often. Except for John Cena.
Well, he was always a face, though. Like, he had heelish tendencies.
He never fully turned heel, except for, he was never heel except for, when he first started.
He, kind of played both. You know what I mean? Like, he was the face, but then he would also talk shit. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
I don't know. I get exactly what you mean.
We don't see faces mocking their opponents ever.
No.
Except for Cena. But yeah, he'll do stuff like that, and then the part or times where he mocked Dominic, given everybody does that now.
Yeah, he does, and it's glorious when they do.
Yeah, but
absolutely glorious.
Then LA Knight climbing the ladder after the match was over with.
Please let it happen.
If we see that, we're gonna need 3 sets of paper towels for the 3 of us on this show. Because
it's gonna be a lot.
Yeah, and then we would request 3 bottles of champagne with whatever advertiser that actually wants to try to, help this show out.
Cheap plug for whoever wants to jump in.
Yeah.
I like it.
But next we had Roman coming out for his 1,000-day celebration. I had a feeling what was going to go on from here, but we just kind of just let it cook for a little bit.
Unfortunately, you have to sometimes.
Right. Jimmy and Jay came out with Solo already in the ring, and then it looked like Solo was going to turn on Roman, but if you sat back and looked at the colors everybody was wearing, you kind of had the feeling of what was going to happen.
It was projected.
Yeah. Usos coming out wearing white shirts. Roman and Solo both all dressed in black. Even Paul Heyman, all black suit.
Crazy fan theory, though.
What's up?
What if we get a triple turn?
What do you mean?
Solo turns on the Usos, and then SummerSlam turns on Roman.
But not teaming with the Usos?
No, that's how he breaks out of the bloodline, ends up on his own.
Huh. I dig it. We have no disrespect to Umaga, but we have a Umaga with a better moveset and a little more mobile.
And can talk and can move. And like I said, I've never been a big fan of Solo just because he's always just the asshole of the group that just throws every match. So he's kind of got that stigma to him for me. But watching him in the ring and stuff, and then I think he could be a star on his own.
Yeah. I found some of his indie stuff on TikTok, and he doesn't even look like how he does now. He looks more like Jimmy and Jay.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That'll be a clip for another time. But
sounds good to me.
He looks like a different human being. You can definitely tell it's Solo in the face, but he moved and did all this stuff like Jimmy and Jay.
Ooh, I like it. Let's discuss that outside of this.
Yeah, it was almost like he bulked up to be
the Enforcer.
Be the Samoan Bulldozer. But
I don't know, man. I just, I want to see it. I want to see Solo on his own, but
Yeah.
What do you do, you know?
Now, let's get to the part everybody else is talking about. That title belt.
My God,
Firstly,
dude.
I fucking hated it the second they pulled the cloth off of it. I was like, oh, cool, we got a Pittsburgh Steelers title belt here.
It looked so yellow. Like it truly did. Like it looked yellow. I was like, why such a bold yellow? But cooler heads prevailed. We didn't put our nasty opinions out there from the get go. And now that
No,
I've seen photos of it, not in the bright lights, it's not bad.
no.
It's the same style belt, just gold plated behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what type of gold they used behind it for the initial reveal, but it didn't look good at all. It looked like a yellow strap
It did
for
not
like.
help it.
And then the pictures that they put on the WWE shop website did not do it any favors either. It made it actually look worse with the blacked out gems.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
didn't help. But the photos that they posted of Roman holding it in a staircase, it definitely looked a lot better. Now, I don't know if it's just Roman's a fan of that style title belt, you know, with the big W in the middle and all that. But ooh, as we talked about in the group message, I think it was just a quick way to get a singular belt for the undisputed. So that way, whoever wins it next can usher in the new Wing Eagle. Thank you. Love it.
well, now that we're at that point, how would you book said person getting to that winged eagle belt?
So here's what I think's gonna happen. We already got some hints towards it. Some would say Brock's going on his 4th month vacation. Cody gets into a qualifying match for Money in the Bank because he's not listed for one right now that I know of. So he gets thrown in one of those. Your theory comes true. He wins Money in the Bank. He holds on to it till SummerSlam, cashes it in. But I don't think he does the seizing of the opportunity. I think he announces it, turns it in, sets a match for SummerSlam, and then goes from there.
Yeah. Uh,
Or LA Knight wins it, wins the new World Heavyweight, beats Roman, new double champ.
oh, there is, there's not enough uh, beer in the world for me to celebrate that. We would go absolutely crazy.
Yeah, like I said, we'll get more of a clearer picture of what we think it's going to look like moving forward. But right now, we've only had one male contender match, no, two. We got Ricochet and LA Knight so far.
Yeah. The if LA Knight was able to pull off winning a world title this soon, look, I'm a fan of a lot of sports teams. This would be like this would be like Kentucky basketball getting back and winning that national championship again. I wouldn't say like my Falcons winning the Super Bowl because there's nothing to that level. Been there before, seen them blow it. It's not fun, but that's kind of what the Cody match felt like against Roman. Like
Yeah,
we were there, we were about to win the game, and then come fucking
just
Solo.
just lost it. Well, there was two more matches announced for Money in the Bank, and it looks like it's Baron Corbin and Butch, and then Santo Escobar versus Mustafa Ali. I don't think Corbin and Ali win because they're already in NXT, but I'm not a fan of Butch going in though.
Butch is going to be your spot guy.
True.
Every Money in the Bank has your spot guy who just takes the wildest shit.
He fits the mold.
It never fails. There's always your one guy. Kind of like how I'm trying to think of a random Money in the Bank here. Finley was in a Money in the Bank. I think it was like WrestleMania 23.
Mm-hmm.
Like everybody else in that kind of fit the mold of like, all right, next big thing. And then Finley was just randomly placed into that match. And he took some of the nastiest bumps in that match. Also gave some pretty nasty stuff too.
I'm sure some butches. And I also forgot that in
No,
Dakota would kill
near.
me, but I forgot that Shinsuke's in the Money in the Bank as well.
Oh yeah.
He did take on the farm plow.
I forgot about it.
I did too. It was a while ago, but yeah, I forgot Shinsuke's in there. So it's LA Knight. Then you got Selena Vega, Ricochet. Yeah.
Damn. Last episode, I'm doing pretty good right now.
Calling him.
So far, but Dakota kind of helped me with the Shinsuke pick.
I was gonna lose my shit, man, if Austin Reed got in that. So
I think he still finds his way in though.
I don't think so. If they do, I'd say what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna be happy.
I know we all can't stand this dude, but if he was in a match for the IC title with Gunther, and they went to war for a good 20, 30 minutes, I think our opinions might change on him. That's my hot take of the show.
I don't know if I can agree with you, but I get where you're getting on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if we got a match that just proves he can get up and go and sell and do all the things you're supposed to do as the monster that he's being billed as, I think that's the only way we can fully buy into him. Given our opinion doesn't mean jack shit to what Triple H is booking right now, but
so let me run this theory by you. I've been kind of playing on the theory all day, and I haven't really figured out where to land on it. So Brock's a free agent.
Yep.
What happens if Cody and Brock both get put in a qualifying match, and then they're both in Money in the Bank?
If they both get put in a qualifying match and are both in the Money in the Bank?
Yeah, so Cody versus someone else, Brock versus someone else. They both win and end up in the Money in the Bank match.
Brock Lesnar doesn't do well in ladder matches. I mean, we saw whenever he won his, he walked in late and then just won the damn thing.
Yeah.
He doesn't participate in these things. I don't think he'll
But just try to stick it to Cody though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he already cost him one match when he was qualifying to take on Seth Rollins.
That's fair.
I was thinking about it earlier. I was like, I could see them totally doing something like this.
Yeah, I hope if Cody gets in one of these qualified matches, they let it play out though, and then bring Brock out before Cody's getting ready to win the damn thing instead of teasing us way before.
Yeah.
I'd rather, if you're gonna ruin my day, ruin it at the biggest moment. Be a legit heel, not a half-ass one.
Right. Yeah. Just go ahead and just ruin everything that we've set our hopes for.
Yeah, that's real heel work. Real heel work is like, oh, you think you're gonna win the biggest thing so far? Go fuck yourself.
Psych, you thought.
Not like, oh, you think you're getting that job interview? No, you ain't getting that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. Good luck.
You only teased me a little bit. It ain't hurting me a lot.
I'm only getting the tip on that one. All right. Well, that was just my hot topic for the day. I didn't really know how they could try to play more on that hard times with Cody.
Yeah, I mean, he ain't even mentioned it in his promos yet. Just a little weird. But
hard times.
yeah, The second he mentions it, though, we're all going to be running around the room like, "Ah!"
Oh, he said it. He said it. He said it.
He said the word. He said the
He
word.
said. He said hard times. Yeah, and then we're probably gonna need to clean up a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much. There's a few storylines here that are about to get payoffs, and we're all itching for it. So,
It's gonna be so worth it. I think it's gonna be so worth it.
oh my god, it's gonna happen.
Oh my god, it's gonna be happening. Out here binging it. Sorry.
No, no, you're fine. Are we gonna get a new opponent for Sammy and KO for the almost said SmackDown tag team titles? Just the tag team titles in general.
I think so. I think the Bloodline story is solely focused on Jay, Jimmy, Roman, and Solo right now. But I think we're gonna get a small break from that, because now it's internal and it's nobody on the outside. You know what I mean? Like the turn already happened. Jimmy already kicked him. Jay's already sided with Jimmy. So it's not like Sammy can do anything more to cause further dissension in the bloodline. So I think that part of it's done. So I think you're going to kind of get them separating out now, hopefully. And let's just get them in the ring with Alpha Academy.
Yeah. Or, any other legitimate tag team.
But see, and that's what we talked about one time before, and that's when I kind of gave my hot talk to that hot take was if you're going to have the tag team championships for both Raw and SmackDown be on two people's shoulders, they need to be free agents where they can go back and forth to both shows.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
If not, you're just holding them hostage.
Right. At this point, you got to defend them on Raw and you got to defend them on SmackDown, and you got to go to both shows to do both. Unless you want to drop set titles, you know what I mean?
Or
then let's do it.
Hear me out on this one. Do you remember when they snuck in a little thing with, I think it was either Drew McIntyre or Matt Riddle when they challenged Roman for the Universal title, and not the entirety of both of them.
I like it. You can lose one title to one show, and then because they're drafted to Raw, okay, so let's have them go to SmackDown and lose it to the Street Profits or somebody like that, so that way we can get the title split. I'm just kind of over the titles being combined. That's why I'm glad they finally. I don't like the way they did it for Roman's titles, where it was like, oh, he just didn't lose the title. We're just calling it the World Heavyweight Championship instead of the WWE Heavyweight Championship. It's totally different. And then now Roman's back to one title. Instead of the Universal, it's just undisputed. What?
Now, if you look on WWE Shop, it's still the same long title. Still Universal, blah, 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 Galaxy Heavyweight, Dick Sucker, whatever of the world. But
yeah, like I said, it doesn't make sense how they did it. I just don't think that Roman wanted to drop the titles or one of them. And they're like, okay, well, you're no longer carrying two. You're going to have one. And you're going to technically lose the World Heavyweight Championship. And it's just going to become the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion of the world.
He-Man Master of the Universe Champion of the world. Yeah.
I have the power. Yeah. Holding two different belts there,
Yeah.
But
we'll see. I mean, now that we've kind of solved one of our issues with belt, or two issues with the title belts, with Seth getting one, Roman getting one. Next order of business should be the women's championships, the SmackDown
Flip-flop.
and Raw. Yeah,
flip flop.
Just bring them on Raw and do the same flip that happened with Becky and Charlotte a few years ago. Make it even worse than that one, though. I want to see some calamity.
Mentally, it's taxing trying to listen to the Raw's Women's Champion boast about it on SmackDown, and the SmackDown Women's Champion boast about being the SmackDown Women's Champion on Raw. They both just recently won their titles. Let's just bring them back around and flip them around.
Yeah.
It makes most sense to me.
Yeah. And hopefully we get out of this unifying championships bullshit, because we do the same thing every 10 to 20 years where they'll unify them, split them, create something new, unify them, split them, create something new.
Stupid.
Like we had Jericho win them. We got the Universal Championship. Or not,
we got the Undisputed.
Jesus Christ, Undisputed. I'm sorry. I got my U words mixed up there. And then we had a whole new big gold made.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had the spinner belt come up. And then that got put together with the big gold. And then we get the shitty scratch logo one version of the whatever that is. I don't know.
We had the one that
I'm not running through the whole
spinner belt. No, you had the spinner belt that The Rock took, and then he had that one that's similar to the one you had, but it just had champion at the bottom of it.
Yeah, that was
the 13 to 14, I think.
That was when they won. If you won that was when they combined that and the World Heavyweight Championship at the same time.
Yeah. So, and then that belt transformed into the one that you have behind you, and then came in the Universal Championship, right?
Yep.
And then Roman took that, didn't let it go. Yeah, it's a trend.
Yeah, unless you're part of that, is it Hawaii family or Chris Jericho? That's the only way this works. I hope I didn't just butcher their family name.
Nobody needs to fact check it, okay? Just go with what we said, okay?
I'm not going to say it again because
that's a one and done thing. But
yeah,
one and done.
But
so,
yeah, you have to be part of that family or Chris Jericho to combine the belts and for it to work, or just be Becky Lynch for some God.
Well deserved, though. Well deserved.
Yeah, they just wanted to call her Becky Two Belts. And I'm going to stand on that point.
As long as you have a point to stand on, that's all that really matters in life. But okay.
Yeah. But you got to wrap it up from here.
Something. Yes. Something. Yes. I've never done the outro before.
No. I was going to do it.
So
I was asking
what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give you my letter grade. I'm going to give it a solid B-. And the only reason that they're going to get a B- from me is because LA Knight won. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to give it a solid B. The Pretty Deadly match was all right. Went a little too long. Grayson Waller coming over the microphone and saying, "Bring out more women, please. This is the best day of my life."
Get some respect points from me. Now, here's what I'm going to say before you do the outro. When Drew McIntyre returns here very soon,
hopefully Monday,
if he doesn't come out to Broken Dreams, I'm going to scream. I digress. You can go on with the outro. I just want the tens of tens that listen to us know that if Drew McIntyre doesn't come out to Broken Dreams, I'm going to scream.
Yeah, we went from tens and tens from ones of ones to tens of tens.
We're getting there. Okay.
We're getting there.
We're getting there.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and get out of here. So make sure you follow us on all our social medias. Follow us on TikTok with the best name for an account on TikTok. Pop This Potty for the cheap.
Yes, sir.
Again, that is Pop This Potty for the cheap.
Yes.
Twitter and Instagram at Cheap Pop Wrestling Podcast. On Facebook at the T&J Sports Podcast. Still waiting for those guys to get some content out. Make sure you follow those guys on Twitter as well. They, if you're from the Louisville area or from Kentucky in general, they put out a lot of news about Louisville and Kentucky sports. So, with that being said, we'll go ahead and get out of here. This is Hook out.
And this is Kenneth out like a fat kid in dodgeball.